Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 32, a podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice listed in the description below. I'm your host, I'm your GM, I'm your overseer of this podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian. And I'm speaking in staccato to introduce the resident wildcard Mal.
Yo.
The Dark Fortune Duelist meta.
Please stop.
And the wall that will not fall. Tetsuo.
Please continue like this for the rest of
No one wants to hear that.
No.
The gang's back together. We're back together after a few weeks of only three of us.
Yeah.
How's it feel for everyone to be back? And I'm looking at you, Mal.
Feels real good.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel good. You don't have to. You don't have to lie.
He's contractually obligated to say it feels real good.
Just like I'm contractually obligated to tell you about our new sponsor, Dr. Pepper. No.
That'd be the best way to start off with like any sponsor thing.
Dude, I'd love some Dr. Pepper money. That's all I'm saying.
I would drink Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper.
It is one of the best sodas.
It
I
is,
don't
honestly.
like much soda, but I mean, I'll drink it if they pay me.
that is bullshit.
and now we have insight into Mal's scruples.
Mao is the kind of person who says he can't tell the difference between Pepsi or Coke, but whoever paid him last is better.
Definitely not.
Oh, okay.
I like Fountain Coke and Cherry Coke, and that's about it.
Man, Cherry Coke is A+.
Well, I'm the kind of person who doesn't really care what they taste like. Whoever paid me last is the one that tastes better.
I wouldn't say that.
Because they're the most earnest. Is that how it is?
Yeah, it's whoever paid me. Whoever put a paycheck in my mail.
Oh my god. So what's everybody been doing?
Working.
You know. Yeah. I haven't. I'm looking forward to time off.
Oh yeah. In a few weeks. It's
I
coming.
got tomorrow off. I called out last Monday. I've got the whole Thanksgiving week off. I don't work a 5-day week until after Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what are you gonna do with all your time off? Just sit there.
Yeah, maybe get through some video games. Watch Clarity stream.
Wait for Monster Hunter World demo.
Yeah, just sit there and wait.
And Xenogear.
Mo just sits there for 5 days.
Xenosaga 2 after that trailer.
Yeah, or
Xenoblade.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. Man, that thing was hot, but we're not going to talk about that. It's not one of our topics tonight.
Well, fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know you wanted to talk about it, but I just won't let you.
He's the man trying to keep you down, Mo.
Gotta catch them all.
That's my job if I'm the overseer. You know, you gotta you gotta put your put your foot to the neck. Keep grinding.
I see. Got it. I know what I'm looking forward to though for this weekend is to go see Thor.
Yeah.
Or one of the two.
See both of them.
That's exactly what Lily said. She's like, we're gonna go watch both of them. I'm like, I don't know if we have the time for that.
We're gonna make time. Oh my god.
We all make time down here.
Well, you're gonna get to hear some of our thoughts on Thor in a little bit, but first, we'll get into my topic, which is, of course, today we got our first Dynasty Pack for L5R.
Oh yeah.
It is the Tears of Amaterasu, which has 20 cards. Obviously, you know by now if you've been keeping up or paying attention to L5R, 20 cards, you get 3 copies of each. Weirdly enough, some of them you can only have 1 copy of in your deck. So, I mean, if for some reason you're running 3 different line or crab decks and you just, you got to have 1 of each of those in your deck, But, I know normally...
It's probably...
Oh, go ahead, Mel. Sorry.
I was just going to say, it's probably easier to just print 3 of.
Exactly. I'm sure that's what they did on the sleeves or whatever that they cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we normally talk about we usually just like especially with the spoilers, we went through every card when the articles came out. Not going to do that tonight, because one, I'm lazy, two, it'll take forever, and three, it'll take forever to edit. So instead, in no particular order, I'm going to give you my 5 top cards from Tears of Amaterasu. Not necessarily because, I mean, I won the world championship, and I'm like the ultimate authority on what L5R card is good and is not. I'm going to take some of that into account and more of like a fluff and just the way the cards are and like maybe a cool character or something like that angle. And then maybe you guys can like spout off some of your favorite cards. You might agree with me, you might disagree with me. So
all of your choices are horrible.
Yeah.
Only because you chose them.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just the most awful, horrible chooser ever.
I know, right?
I'm glad you admitted it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the first step.
So, the first card I'm going to talk about is Doji Representative. You knew there was going to be a crane in here. Doji Representative is a 3/1/3 with 2 glory, courtier, action during conflict. Move this character home. Its conflict character. I regret that I must decline your gracious invitation. And it looks like he's talking to... I don't know what clan these guys are from. They're probably Imperials or something. From the look of them. With their little black kimonos and white trim and their little hats.
You can't turn down the Imperials. They're Kuge.
Well, this guy is.
Wow. He's got balls.
He does not care about your societal norms as a doji. Very strange. There's
Very odd.
Hey, man, there's some character behind that.
Right? It is.
Yeah. Okay, so I like his ability. I like that you can aggressively defend with him. 1/3 for 3 is kind of but at least he has 1 military skill. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't have like a 0 personally, but it's cool that he can at least go to military conflicts. He's a courtier, so you care about cards like for shame or outwit, or if you splash Scorpion in your crane deck. It's always nice to have more courtiers. A lot of things that the crane community is complaining about, like Hotaru's in a courtier. We need more courtiers to do courtier-y stuff, so we got another courtier. And I just like, this is a very classic like crane courtier kind of ability from the old game. You would do an effect and then move your courtiers home so they didn't get range attack to death or get killed or do other stuff. And you do just enough to save your province. So this feels very old school crane to me. So that's why it's in my top 5. I don't know what you guys think about the card.
Actually, I actually think it's a pretty decent card. The more I think on it, the ability to just send somebody home, especially yourself home, is really potent in this game.
Yep, because if they're ready, you can attack with them. So they were in 2 conflicts in 1 turn. It's always good to have more versality, and you need that, especially out of a 3-costed character.
It actually plays off very potently with one of the conflict cards from the Hida, or not from the Hida, the Crab, and I believe it's the one where you can get honor from an opponent every time that they utilize a card from hand.
Or they lose an honor.
Yes. Yeah, that's the card. The fact that you can bring that character then back in with that card is pretty potent.
Yep. So then you swing with them, and you just get more and more mileage out of it. It's really nice. Really cool ability. And the art's not bad. It's not the best art in the set, but, you get your Imperious-looking crane courtier.
They can't all be winners.
With his fan. Exactly. Only mostly. But they're crane. They're supposed to be so beautiful in art,
That's true.
How dare there be a dud? That's not a dud. Alright, next card that I really like in this set is Goblin Sneak. I think he's, correct me if I'm wrong, a 2 for 1/1. He's a Goblin Shadowlands. And when you put him into play, you get to take a fate from your opponent's fate pool and put it onto him. Yeah, I think he's a 2. I'm pretty sure he's a 2. So, yeah, just a really neat effect. Very sneaky. You kind of need to know what your opponent has. Like, if you're playing against Phoenix, you should know that Display of Power is a 2-cost thing. So if your opponent's holding back 2 fate going into the conflict phase, you can drop this guy pre-conflict and ruin their chances of turning tables on you on the defense when they lose the conflict. Or stuff like Scorpion, who has the 3 fate cost. Or the 3 fate cost ambush card, stuff like that is that you can play around, and it surprisingly works really well in Scorpion with the new Meek Informant card that lets you look at your opponent's hand when he comes into play. So you kind of know what you're dealing with, and you'll know if you're going to get more value. He can obviously be assassinated pretty easily, but when he comes into play, you get to sap that fate, and that's the best ability on the card. And he's just a goblin. He's a goblin Shadow. He's our first Shadowlands card that we get, so he has to be on the list.
And who doesn't love goblins?
And
I know,
and
right?
He's got a cute little art too.
I think what I like actually most about the fact is that like he says he's a 2 cost, but technically he's
a 1
in a
unless
certain-
you don't hit any
yeah.
fate.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. He's technically a 1 cost because you're getting you're essentially forcing your opponent to kind of pay for his longevity onto the field. So sure, it'll cost you 2, but your opponent's gonna end up paying 1 for it as well.
Yep. I love ways in this game that you can manipulate it with fate
Yeah.
pools, and that's kind of the cool thing about the set is it gives you a lot of ways to manipulate with both your fate pool and your opponent's. So
And the best part is that you can actually, because he's conflict, you can bring him in at about any time you want. And if like your opponent says wins like a fight or something, and then they have some fate because they got that ring, you know, because they shot at that ring and they take that fate off of it, you could throw him right down in there. He's going to take one of the fate right off them.
exactly.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's a cute little card. Like, most people, I don't know if most people would at this point, but like early on I could have seen people being like, he's only 1 skill, but man, it's so easy to get military pump in this game that he can
actually
still potentially solo provinces.
Yeah, he can ping off of Bonsai, so
Yeah, he can give him some fine katanas.
Yep.
Let him do some work.
He can definitely do work, so he's not a bad card. But I mean, in and of it itself, if your opponent's not really worrying about their fate, or it's just very clear that the deck they've built is very efficient, so trying to like slap them out of fate isn't going to do much, then he's probably not a card you would want at that point. But I mean,
It becomes less impactful like in all stages of the game.
yeah,
So he
Definitely
becomes
go to
more
the beginning.
mid-gamey at that point.
yep. Definitely good beginning. Definitely good against players or decks that you know are going to have high cost abilities, but later on in the game and just in general against anybody who's more of an efficient player who doesn't play heavy costs.
Oh, I see you like to go second to get that extra fate. Your fate is mine now. So, sneaky little goblin.
Sneaky.
All right. Next card that is on my top 5 cards of the set is Staunch Cheetah, who is a 2-2 Bushi Ojimbo, 1 glory. I don't remember if it's a conflict character or not. No, it's a dynasty. After this character wins a conflict as a defender, resolve the ring effect of that conflict as if you were the attacking player, max once per conflict. And the article they released about the set today talked about if you use the Crab Clan specific province that lets you do the same thing, you do get to trigger the ring twice with this card. So that can be brutal if your opponent walks right into it. Now, obviously, you're going to have this character on the board. It's a dynasty character. They're going to kind of like see that you can defend and maybe turn the ring against you. But as a crab player, you're still forcing them to spend more resources, beating your defense at least. So the dash kind of sucks. Again, she's 2 cost. She is vulnerable to assassinate. But, I mean, she's a threat on the board that oftentimes has to be dealt with. And come on, look at that art. You get your nice, smug, like, Hita chick looking down on her students, basically. So,
I
Probably
like
my
her.
favorite card.
what's your favorite, Mel?
Yeah.
I definitely like her.
And it's cool to see some aggressive defensive cards, too.
It is. It's nice. I'm a little iffy on her. I really like her as the idea, and the fact that she's got that kind of reaction is really potent. I mean, just the ability to utilize a ring if you're the defender is
They
awesome.
also have this on a province or holding.
Yes.
Yeah, on a province. The crab
Which can
clan
make it
province.
very nasty.
Yeah,
But she requires that you win the conflict,
yes.
which is a pretty strong condition, to be fair. And
Well, the crab do it
That's-
well. They
Crab do
defend
well, but unfortunately, she can't even show up at a political fight. So she's only going to be at one type of fight in any battle.
Yeah.
you're actually kind of, it's in a way you're almost forced to play her in the one time that you're going to be able to play her if you want to use her reaction. Otherwise, she's just a stat stick.
Yeah, I think she'll see some play though in crab decks.
If somebody wants to play a defensive crab deck, I would love to see somebody just play full D.
If they got a holding like that unicorn one, then
Yeah,
they could do some serious dishonor strategy. So
I would honestly love to see a dishonor crab just because it
you
feels.
can do it because Nick Cage.
interesting. Nick Cage.
I still want to see a good crab scorpion dishonor.
Yeah, it's a viable thing.
I might actually do that for
Someone-
the stream.
Yeah, someone
just
in
make
my
a crab
meta
scorpion.
runs crab dishonor in my environment, so
Yeah, I assume it'll only get better as more Yusuke come out.
yep.
Yeah.
Get that Taka.
Oh yeah.
Okay, my other card, technically the fourth card, this top 5 is Sawa Kite. She is a 5-cost 3/4. She gains a void, 3 glory. She's immune to opponent's ring effects. After this character is while this character is attacking, the contested ring gains the void element. This character wins the conflict as an attacker. Instead of choosing an element to resolve each of that ring's effects. So
He can do no wrong.
and that art. Man, 5 for 3/4 and 3 glory's good already. Something Phoenix are really weak to is just someone going before them and going after fire constantly so they can't honor their characters, and theirs get dishonored.
Yeah.
Because Phoenix don't have a really big pull other than Magnificent Kimono and the Firing and the one Pride character to honor their characters. So, being immune to ring effects just means it's hard for her to be dishonored unless you're playing against a Scorpion player. And you always get the void element, so you always get kind of an economic advantage over your opponent. Unless they just don't put any void on their characters.
She can do no wrong, Obs.
And in
No
that way,
wrong.
she affects the board state. The only thing I don't like about her is that she's a 5-cost and that Sukune is also very good. But I like what the Phoenix are getting with, like, the multiple ring effects and stuff like that.
she's needed though. Like the problem that we obviously saw with like Phoenix right now is that they're split between Bushi, Courtier, and
Yeah.
Shugenja.
They're a little bit spread thin.
Maybe once they finally get the support with these new packs that are coming out, and we can finally get like full on like Bushi theme, Shugenja or Courtier theme for Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
then you can finally choose your 5s. But right now, she's almost kind of needed to get more Shugenja in that deck so that they can utilize more Shugenja cards without just sitting on them. Because that was the problem that Lily did face a fair amount when she plays, is that she just tends to sit on some cards because she doesn't have a character out for that type yet.
Yep, that's a big problem with Phoenix, because they want to have Bushi and Shugenja, and not as much Bushi, but more Shugenja and Courtier.
I like her overall though. The fact that you're immune to your opponent's rings effects, she can't be bowed, she can't be dishonored,
Can't
she
take
be
fade off of her.
voided. Yeah, you can't like do anything.
Yeah,
to
your opponent's
her.
like, I guess I'll do the Earth Ring.
Yeah, right. And then the best part is if she's attacking, it gains void element. You mean like you could go after fire, honor somebody. Oh, I'm gonna ping you as well. That's just it's so solid.
Yep, Void is one of the best rings, so.
And God help you if she does get honored.
Yep, and she's an old character with lots of history and lore from the Clan War. She's got really good art, new art in the game. Excited to see her. I liked her story in the old game. Interested to see where it goes in this one. And the last card I'm going to talk about is Embrace the Void, which I believe was one of our preview cards. Embrace the Void is a 0-cost attachment, 0/0 to spell Void. Play only if you control a Shugenja character. Interrupt when one or more fate would be removed from attached character. Instead, move that fate to your fate pool. And it is a 2 influence card. So you can put it on your opponent's characters. You can put it on your characters. And when the fate comes off, you get more. Just more fate pool manipulation. I really like the art on this card a lot. You get the little starry view in the dead samurai's eye as he's like dying. So like the themes there that I like, the art's there that I like. It's more spells. It's a void spell. It's more good stuff for Phoenix. Even Crane and Scorpion, who splash Phoenix, will probably put it into their decks just because it's a good card. There's stuff obviously like Attachment Hate, like Let Go, and I believe Forged Edict and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That can, not Forged Edict, but the Scorpion card that will steal your attachment. I mean, there's even the holding. I believe, I think it's a holding that lets you steal an attachment. It's the crab one, but it's only a one of. So, I mean, there's ways to like get around it, but as long as you get like a fade out of it, you're going to be pretty happy because it is a 0 cost. So
it's a very nice card. The only limiting factor is that obviously it has to be from the attached character, but I mean, you can almost force an opponent to kind of go after that if you've got a good character out. If you've got Sukune, you can get this onto her. Or no, you can't actually. She can't use it. Yeah, oh, damn it. That does limit it. Oof.
No, you can put it on any character. You just have to have a Shugenja play to cast the spell.
You just have to, well, only if you control. Oh, yeah, right.
It triggers when it triggers during the Fate phase when Fate leaves your character. It's attached to as well. So
that's true.
You're just getting all that Fate back.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, for free.
Oh.
It screams. I like it almost more as like a bait out to get let go'd. Sometimes.
Yeah, I actually think that's kind of the thing. Is like it really is a bait for let go.
So I mean, it has lots of subtle little uses. It's a really cool, well-designed card. And I think it fits the theme of the set, which is a lot of economy manipulation. There's lots of ways to get more cards, to get more fate, to keep your opponent from spending fate in their fate pool, to take fate from your opponent, to get your fate back. There's lots of economic stuff, and the set design-wise is pretty good.
I think it'd be kind of interesting to see like Phoenix go into that realm where they really are more of a fate economy style. And I mean,
that's how you play the Dishonor version of the deck. That's how you play it.
That's my point. So like, if you're already going to play the Dishonor version like that, it would be just interesting to see that that's a relative theme that you can attach to the Phoenix and play them with an idea that they're going to have fate economy and they're going to generally control fate economy.
Yep.
Which makes sense because they're Shugenja and they're always spiritual and they're seeing the future and the past and blah blah blah.
The destinies of those who are with them have come before them and will go
looking
after
to the stars for the future.
Exactly.
Definitely my favorite art of the set.
Yeah,
definitely good art.
It's great.
Someone who rolled a natural 20 on the perception check.
Whoa, man! I can see the stars. It's the last thing I freaking see.
The future.
All right, so Mal, you said Cheetah was your favorite card.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Embrace the Void, probably. It's that and or Goblin Sneak.
Everything else sucks.
I really like the Unicorn card gets honorable mention. I just wish the province that lets you destroy it to both of you get 2 fate or 2 honor. I really like that for honor running. I just don't know how well Unicorn are going to be able to honor run. I wish that was a card that everyone could use. Or at least Crane in line. So, I mean. But.
Yeah. Hopefully. They definitely need some help, Unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely do.
The guy made the cut at Worlds, which was nice to see. I think Crab didn't, but that was because all the Crab players decided they wanted to, go play Netrunner, basically. That's what I heard, the ones that were in contention for the cut. And then, I think one of the line player who was, number 1 in Swiss was like, I'm going to go drink. So he just, stopped playing, I think. So they say. So, I don't know. I'm excited to play with these this weekend some. I'm excited to see how people in my local environment use them. I'm excited to see what decks people online start brewing up. And things are just going to keep changing every week because we're getting 6 packs in 6 weeks. So.
Yeah.
Can I just give an honorable mention to Gifted Tactician? That's a really scary
he's
card.
right in my line deck. Right in. Get out of here, Death Seeker.
I was gonna say that card feels like that's just a mandatory card to throw in for a Lion.
Lion like to go after your opponent's cards already. I've seen the guy who won Worlds was playing Spies at Court, which a lot of people thought was one of the worst cards in the base set.
Spies at Court?
Yeah, where you have to win a political conflict and then you discard 2 cards from your opponent's hand at random. You might also have to have a Courtier. I don't think you do, though.
That's a pretty scary card.
Lots of people bid 5 pretty aggressively, so they just have lots of cards. It's much better late game, but Lion have actually, a lot of players prioritize Earth Ring as Lion a lot. They like to go after Earth and Water and Fire. So attacking your opponent's hand has been, and getting card advantage has been a lot of way Lion people have been playing. So he fits that theme very well. Like I've seen line like the line deck at Worlds, and lots of line people are starting to run Spaza Court in their deck. So
See, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna eventually turn into just card advantage for the hand. That's
yeah,
so potent.
it's just hard for them to win a political conflict, in my opinion. But hey, man,
Yeah.
I guess that's what Kitsu Spirit Card's for. So
hey,
card
you know
is
what?
nuts. So
I'm telling you, that's why I love the fact that the Crane are Seekers now, because there just means more cards for me for card draw, baby. Oh,
more Fate too.
oh yeah.
'Cause you
I
can
can
run-
bid low
Run
for
double
my
air
honor.
provinces. Let them run into your air provinces.
Yep.
Get more
Yep.
Fate.
Yep. Yep.
That was
Get
the
my-
goal when they went second. They wanted Keeper of Fire, and they didn't get it because Line took it. So the next best thing was Seeker of Air, and it keeps Scorpion from getting it. Seeker of Air is the best thing for Scorpion, so arguably.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it. It's Tears of Amaterasu. Again, I'm excited to play it. Excited to see more new cards. The set's not like super strong, but it's going to be hard to judge every set is strong when every clan only gets 2 cards. So
Yeah. I would say I think overall the set does exactly what it should do, though, and that is make sure that people are getting better support and cards that can help either push them into a better spot for the themes that are going to be applied to their deck, or giving them something that can help kind of give them a leg up where it needs to be.
yeah. Will Unicorn ever get the help they need? I actually like their character in this one too. I think characters with Fate can't use their abilities or something, or don't contribute force if you spend a Fate, something like that. I can't remember her exact ability, but
When they're attacking each other character that has 1 or more fate on it, does not count its skill towards the resolution
that can
of this
be
contest.
That's nasty.
that can be
Swift Magistrate.
stupid against Dragon.
Very stupid.